Right now, you need a hazmat, technically, if you want to get technical. You can't remove this now.
Deputy, can you call a hazmat team out here, sir?
But
Hey guys, how we doing, bro? Does everyone remember this piece of shit? This is the guy that ripped me off for the car, remember? And then I had to fight with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office to file charges against him for selling me stolen property and misrepresenting a vehicle that's belonging to him, which they never did. Well, look at this. He just picked up a new bunch of charges for leaving the scene of a crash. The cops had to chase him down. He had an active warrant for his arrest for hitting someone's car, some lady's car, and fleeing. That's the one right here, the grand theft, which is the underlying one, which he had with me. And then drug paraphernalia, which is possession of crack, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. That was the pills he had. And then, oh, this is all his other charges that he's had over his life. Resisting arrest without violence, violation of probation, aggravated battery, knew the lady was pregnant, violation of probation, violation of pretrial release. He's got battery. I'm sure he's got lots of other charges, probably in other counties. But hey, guys, don't forget now, he was able to bond out on this initial grand theft charge because they would not prosecute him. I can just find it on here. Because they would not prosecute him for dealing in stolen property, misrepresenting a motor vehicle, scheme to defraud because he stole something with the intent to sell it. So he was able to bond out of jail. He had a $5,000 bond. Now remember, this guy sat in here 2 weeks before he finally got out, which tells him he didn't have a lot of money. Probably had to beg a lot of people to get that $500 together. Now listen to this. So he was able to get out and commit all these new crimes in the community. Possession of crack and drug paraphernalia. I'm just going to open the PCA. You guys can scroll through it slowly, but basically what he tells the cops is, I was driving around trying to flee you guys, smoking crack, high on crack, endangering the community, might have ran someone over, drugs in my pocket, pills, a clear glass pipe with burnt residue. Then he also tells the people that I couldn't even pass a drug test if I was required to. Now that was a key thing for me, guys. See, because a lot of times when you go on pretrial supervision, or if the judge is like, hey, you got a lot of felonies, so you got to go on pretrial supervision so they can monitor you, they give you a drug test. Is there like a next higher up? Because every day that goes by, this little issue I got gets older and older.
I mean, I can have a supervisor come out and speak with you.
That'd be good. I'd like that.
What is it regarding?
Well, they arrested some guy for stealing a car, and they never charged him for doing bad things to me.
Okay.
And then he got out of jail, and then decided he'd go and smoke crack and do bad things again, and then went back to jail, and now he's in there no bond. And now I'm all like, I bet if they'd have charged him correctly the first time, he might have been hanging out in there and not have committed more crimes in my community.
And I have a supervisor or deputy come out and talk to
Yeah, you know what? Because I don't want to catch motherfuckers off guard, so you can let him read that so he knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, I can pass this along to him and put it on his desk for you.
All right, well, just let him know you're going to get the other supervisor, right?
Yeah, I can have the other supervisor come
All right, I'll be out here. I'll be out here waiting. Hey, boss man, how we doing today, bro? Hey, listen, I had some concerns. I actually wanted to make a complaint with the sheriff's office.
About what?
Well, Mickey, no. A couple months ago, I don't know if you're familiar, there was a man named Christopher Nicholson that scammed me on a car that I bought from him.
Okay.
Right? So
did you file a report over this?
I did, and there was a lot of stuff. That was actually, I came to the window here, and I met with a guy in front of the substation too, but I'm trespassed from there. Otherwise, I'll be over there bitching at them about this today. Okay. But I can't legally go there.
District 2 offices who originally handled the case?
They did, yeah. But like I said, I can't actually go there because I'm trespassed. So I come here instead to handle stuff. So anyway, they never actually charged this guy with selling me stolen property or misrepresenting the automobile. Okay. And then he was able to
call and talk to the detective and ask why.
Well, that was another thing too. They gave me this runaround. They wouldn't give me any phone numbers or email addresses to call anybody. Okay. then they told me to call the state attorney. And then when I called the state attorney, hey guys, now so what I'm saying here, and I go make a complaint, which you'll watch here shortly at the sheriff's office, where they try to stonewall me and tell me bullshit. But
So it was just a big
what they
bunch of
did was
nonsense,
they
really. And then
purposely
I found out
dropped the
recently,
ball,
'cause
didn't
he was
arrest
allowed to
this
bond
guy
out
for
of
those
jail
other
just for
charges.
simple grand theft.
So there was no way the judge
Stole
could know
from him
about it. So he
for like
simply released him
$500.
out into the community
And
with the
then
cheap
I
ass
saw here
bond.
recently he got rearrested by you guys.
He might not
for
even been able to pay
driving
the regular
around,
high
high
bond
on
for
crack,
having 3 other
and
felonies,
he had struck some
or
lady's vehicle.
he would have had some kind
and
of
there was
supervision, like
already a warrant
pretrial
for arrest for
services,
that,
where they do
apparently.
urinary analysis,
Right.
and would have locked him back up for using drugs. So these cops claim that they're serving the public trust, trying to prevent crime in the community, but in order to shit on me because they hate me so much, they'll actually let a criminal get away with crimes. They endangered the community. What if this was your son or daughter that got ran over at a bus stop by this idiot high on crack?
I'm upset.
So I encourage everyone to
I
please
feel
call
like
the sheriff's
if he had
office, Charlotte County
actually
Sheriff's
had
Office, and
charges
let them
put
know
on
how you
him,
feel about this.
in addition to what they put for the victim that you stole the car from. For example, he'd have gone to jail with like 3 or 4 felony charges.
Well, so if it went to our investigative unit and a detective investigated and they were unable to establish charges, then there weren't charges. I understand you might not be happy with that. Did you do a public records request for their report to see how that all transpired?
I did, and I'm not even really sure who handled the case. They wouldn't give me any like information here that was meaningful.
Okay, so no problem taking your complaint, but what I'd recommend is if you're trying to understand what happened with the case, since we don't even know what happened with the case, that you do a public records request. You see how it was investigated, right? The manner in which it was investigated, because there might be a lot of telltales in there that explains why they didn't have charges. I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know anything about it like you don't know anything about it, because I didn't know you even filed a case back, 6 months or however long.
I came here like 3 times. How could someone not know I filed a case about it?
Because I don't work out of this office, so I have no idea what transpires at the District 3 office. Does that make sense? We work in different units and stuff. And
you're from District.
I'm with the STAR unit, so that's who handled this arrest. That's why I'm handling this, because I thought it was a complaint regarding this traffic.
Well, it is, because what I'm trying to say here is I feel like if he'd have been arrested correctly,
that wouldn't have happened. Yes,
he wouldn't have been out in the street driving around high on crack, endangering the community, and doing all this nonsense.
But that's us assuming that we could have arrested him, and I'm not saying we couldn't have. I'm telling you, I don't know the details of that investigation, and if they weren't able to establish probable cause, then they weren't able to arrest him. That's why I'm saying that if you start there, yes, there could be a complaint, but also you might look at it and go, okay, I kind of see why this didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Or why didn't it work out the way I wanted it to? I don't know what the report says, just like you don't. But that'd be a good place to start, rather than assuming it's not handled properly if you haven't even read the report. You see what I'm getting at? There might be a lot to that. There might be, or maybe they filed for a warrant in that case and it got denied. I don't know yet. And that's a process. Sometimes they could file for a warrant and the state looks at it and goes, you're not a victim yet because they haven't received the case package yet. So there's a lot of unknowns there for us to be, you know what I mean? We're assuming right now, and we really both are.
Here's what I know.
Okay.
I came up here with the tow truck driver that was a witness that saw him tell me this was his car.
Okay.
I came up here, I showed pictures on the phone of the VIN number he had taken with his own phone and sent to me.
Okay.
And I also came up here with a bill of sale from this individual for the vehicle.
Okay.
And they also...
And you purchased this vehicle that was stolen.
Yes, and they had also gone to the scrapyard and spoke with the man there that owns it, to substantiate all these things, okay? And then I kept coming back here like, and I made clear I would like to pursue charges against this individual.
Okay.
And then I came here several times. The lady told me that, first we've lost your phone number. We can't get it, so the detectives couldn't get a hold of you.
Well, I'm not saying that it is or not, but that can happen.
This is true because I videotaped it. Then there was some more shenanigans with... So I had to go over there to District 2 because the lady said there was no police officers here to handle the case and no one could come up here, unlike what you guys did today. So I had to go and wait by Muscle Asylum Gym over there and flag down a deputy who called some street deputies over. And then the girl told me that because the guy was arrested for the grand theft, there wasn't detectives working the case. So there was all this shenanigan going on, bro. Then I come back here like a week later and they say, he bonded out of jail, but they submitted it to the state attorney to add additional charges. And then, like I said, I called the state attorney, and she explained that I wasn't a victim in the case.
So they may not have received that case package yet is what I'm telling you. When we submit for a warrant, okay, there's a bunch of deputies that work here. A lot of us submit for warrants. That's just a process here at the sheriff's office, okay? We prepare a case package, which is the investigation, right? Recordings, all that type of information. It's forwarded then to the state attorney's office in the order in which it's received, unless it's a very high priority, like a person's crime or something like that, right? That may jump a couple because it needs to be addressed quicker. Property crimes tend to just come in the order they're received, I would imagine, right? So that doesn't mean that they didn't review it. That doesn't mean that they even had it when you called. I'm not saying that's the case because I don't know. Just like you just came to me, I don't know the background of these because I was not directly involved in any of these situations. But that's why I would do a public records request first, see where this all went, see where it's all at, prior to assuming the worst for a complaint when we might not even have one. When you look at it, and maybe the state has it now and they didn't have it when you called. I don't know. But we both don't know that.
Okay.
You see what I'm getting at? Like,
I got
think
you,
there's
man.
a little bit more information digging you could do into those cases to see first before you assume the worst in this.
All I wanted to do by coming up here today was because here's what I think happened.
Okay.
And you're right. I don't have no proof about it. I think the sheriff's office purposely dicked me around with this guy to not pursue charges on him.
I don't believe we did that, and Ian has
But
known you for a long time.
by doing
I've
that,
known you my whole career in this area and worked with you.
well, but this is what I think, bro. And by doing that, when he went to first appearance on only one felony charge, instead of having either a high-ass bond that he couldn't pay, or B, not be given one, or maybe in the latter, C, where they ordered house arrest or something, he was re-released out into the community and committed more crimes and victimized someone else when you guys were supposed to care about public safety.
Okay, so I don't
That's
know.
my beef today.
Hear me out. I was not there for that. I can tell you I've personally been there when you've given statements before in the past for crimes that were committed against you. We treated you.
Well, then you know I'm very articulate.
You are.
I'm very attentive.
That doesn't mean that if we don't know the facts, like I just told you, if we haven't looked into that, and not us, you, because it's your concern, if you haven't looked into where that investigation led, where they were with it, whether they submitted for a warrant request, right, for charges on your behalf, right, as you as a victim, then we really don't know what we have yet. And that's just homework you have to do in order to find that out, because I don't know the information of that. I would have to do the same research as you. Does that make sense? And I can assure you that anybody that takes a crime or report here in Charlotte County, all these detectives, they work their ass off. They don't look at who the victim is. They're not going to be biased towards you. They're going to work it the best they can, because I was a detective for years, and that's what I did. I was a deputy that night when you had, I believe it was a battery or something that was alleged, right? We worked that. We developed charges, right? We went forward with it. And if we didn't, I can assure you we sent it to the state. But we took you serious. We took your...
This is the one where the guy sprayed me with mace?
What's that?
This is the one where the guy sprayed me
It
with
might
mace?
have been. This was...
They never did shit about that? Oh, wow. I don't know. That's different.
I think you met us at Easy Street. I don't know. I'm just trying to explain to you that I've dealt with you before and I took you serious. And when we're here, we're certainly not going to intentionally do that. And when people are dealing with you and body-worn cameras, you're recording, I'm recording, and the day and age we live in, I very seriously doubt that's what happened. I think there's more to the story, and you need to take the opportunity to look into it before you make that assumption. Because right now, you are literally assuming that.
I won't give you my word that I'll make a public records request, but here's what I can tell you that based on, see, me, when I learn shit in life from going through stuff, it kind of gives me knowledge about it. I'm sure you're very similar, right? So here's what I could tell you. If I had sold someone a stolen vehicle that someone had reported stolen and had a bill of sale and shit from somebody else that's like, hey, Ian McGuire sold me this car. And then also had a witness, I saw him sell that guy the car. I feel like, actually I know the sheriff's house would have come out based on that probable cause and arrested me for that shit.
Unless there was stuff we didn't know about with that investigation. I'm not saying you're...
And all that was presented.
I'm not saying you're not being 100% accurate. I'm telling you that is your side. You have to look at both sides, and you have to take all the facts and evidence and then determine if you can make an arrest, just like we do with every
I will make that public
investigation.
records request, man. But
and you, as the right, you reserve. So why would you not if you were interested in that?
Because it didn't occur to me to do it because the stars just aren't lining up here for me, bro. Because based on my interactions with y'all, I know there's enough probable cause to arrest this person.
It's the same way I've always been with you, which I said your answer to questions, never had an issue with you in the years that I've worked here.
I mean, it's just very...
I'm giving you my attention. I'm giving you the best I can to give you an answer right now. And I think that would be your best course of action.
I'm going to do it. I got my word. I'm just saying, to me, this is a very bizarre set of circumstances.
Well, but there's more. Again, when I was a detective, those investigative details that we write separately, right? We get an initial report. We do an entire investigation off to the side that we document. And that's how we gather all of our evidence, right? That's how we make a determination on whether we have charges, whether we don't have charges, whether there was a crime, whether there wasn't a crime, right? So do a public records request, see what they provide you, and see if there was more to the story. All right?
And I told you I'll do that.
I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying don't know what the other side of the story was, don't know what the facts surrounding the case was, just like you don't. So look into that and then make your determination.
I'm going to make that public record request to the state to see what was submitted and went to the sheriff's office. You got my word, bro.
There you go. And then you can look into it better that way, okay? Because that's obviously your right, right?
It is. But it's just like when the lady in the window, when I came to follow up on it, told me that they lost my phone number, so the detectives had no way to contact me. I found that bizarre because when I was here before and I had the issue with the previous Lieutenant Mallard that was here, he was able to get a hold of my probation who got a hold of me right away, like the next day.
Maybe the detectives didn't realize you could go there. I'm not making excuses. I'm saying I don't know.
You guys know where I live.
I don't know where you live anymore, to be honest with you.
That's in your records in there.
And why would I need to look up?
They could easily look that up. It just appeared to me.
Seriously, have you been doing anything wrong? So why would I need to be looking into where you live?
If you're trying to find a victim in a case, I need to contact this person.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm telling you, I don't know. I wasn't here. I wasn't privy to any of these conversations.
I'm just saying.
Supervisor as you requested, right?
It is. And I'm just saying, I feel that the sheriff's office has dropped the ball. That's why I'm here today, man.
And I'm sorry you feel that way, but I don't know enough about
In fact, if you could look into it, which is really what I would appreciate, could you do that for me?
Look into what?
What has gone on here with why this guy was never put up on charges for the stolen car in the first place?
You want me to look into it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
You're not going to look into it.
I'm
and
also.
Why I'm saying that is you just said.
I'm also going to look into it. Yes.
And now you want me to look into it.
I'm also going to look into it, man. But
I can look into it.
part of making a complaint is,
Are you making a complaint or not?
Yeah, I am. That's why I'm up here, bro.
You're making a complaint about the traffic stop and how it could.
Not about but how it could have been avoided if the job had been done properly
Your
here.
complaint's going to read that you came in today because and your report or you're reporting that because of that previous crime, it couldn't be avoided because we didn't take action. Is that
Properly?
Essentially, properly. Okay, you believe proper action wasn't taken. That's the basis of your complaint.
Once again, drawing from my experiences of being arrested and things, and going before a judge with multiple felonies, they get upset about that generally, And then, like I said, can't say for
the case though. That's what I got to tell you.
Well, the judge was basically denied the facts of the case in this case.
I don't know.
He was unaware when he was setting that first original bond that this guy had trafficked a stolen vehicle and all these other things.
So your cell phone that number is the number we should have on record. Yes. Okay. Just making sure, because obviously when I look into this, the best person to call you would be a case agent who handled the original complaint. Does that make sense?
I'm not even sure who the one. Bro, listen, I had a terrible runaround trying to follow up and press charges on this person. Promise you, bro, I wouldn't stand here and lie to you about it.
Okay. Well, then I will try to get in contact with them, because for me to follow up on this, I'm going to have to figure out where all that got confused. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay. You have any other questions?
That's it, man. Y'all have a lovely day, man.
You take care.
And you're Mr. Sweet Savage?
Swiss Savage.
Swiss Savage.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much, bro.